Creating a beautiful dashboard just like this is something very simple, only if you can translate business questions just like what I have right now on the screen into, something that looks just like this using this very data set right in here. This is the raw data, and I'm going to show you how to actually answer the question just like what I have on the back end right in here. Nobody is interested at what is going on right here at the back end. So what they're interested in is your presentation, which is something that looks just like this. I'm going to show you how to format your dashboard to make it look beautiful and very much interactive, that tell the kind of story that the end users, are looking forward to seeing, just like answering those particular questions right in here and creating those very KPIs right here as well. So if you're ready, I'm always ready to actually show you through every single thing you need to know about Microsoft Excel and Power BI on this particular channel. Okay. If this is your first time, please don't hesitate to actually subscribe and support this particular channel to actually, climb to, 100,000 subscribers. It's very important to me. Oh, if you want to learn about Microsoft Excel and Power BI, I have some couple of courses that covers every single thing you need to know. So pick up those courses from the description box or the comment section. You're welcome. If you have gotten the data downloaded, the very first thing you have to do is to make sure you convert this particular, data into a table. So go over to this particular insert here. You're going to see this particular table here, and the shortcut is actually Ctrl T. Now, go ahead and make sure this particular My Table has headers, is checked. So here we go. We have a table right in here that we're going to use. Let us go back to this particular question part here. The first question here says total, products. So how do we get that done? We have to create a pivot table with this data that we have. So go over to the top ribbon and click on Insert and insert a pivot table. So make sure you actually say Create New Worksheet for that. So we have this. We're going to rename this one to Analysis. That is nice. You can actually shift this from where it is right now to any place of your choice. For me, I'm going to keep it right here. But this doesn't make any damn sense. Why don't we just get it done right in here? The best way to get that done now is to actually go ahead and Ctrl X to cut it away from here. Then go to this particular part and paste it beneath this very one here. So this one now is blank. We can actually remove this. Let us use the question, sheet. So getting back here right now, to get the total products here, we just have to drag any column of our choice. In my own case, I'm going to drag this into this, and automatically it's going to actually default into a count for me. So we just have to quickly do Ctrl-1 and have this formatted into a comma separator. So let us answer the second question. The second question here is asking items below reorder level. So do we have to create a fresh pivot table? I think that is not really important. So over here now, we can actually go ahead and copy this particular one and paste this one over here. Then you can decide to double click on this one and rename it after this, which is going to be total products. Nice, right? So this is where we're going to actually, get this question answered. So how do we do that? So to get this particular question answered right now, we have to go back to our data set and add a new column right in here. So just shift this one. Now we can actually add a new column, and this particular column should be called is reorder. So you can call it whatever you like, but for me, I just want to give it something very simple and short. So what are we going to do? We want to check if we have the current stock is actually less than the reorder level. So it's simple. Just put an equal sign here and let us navigate to where we have that right in. So here we go. We have our current stock, and we're going to say if this is actually less than the reorder level here, then hit the enter key. It's giving us true and false. So once we have gotten this now, we can go all the way back to our question here. Now, if we go down here, we couldn't find it. What do? We just right click over here and refresh. So here we go. We have this now. Go ahead and actually, I think keep this one over here, and this one should be on the rows level here. So we have just answered this particular question right now, but that is not all. We're going to actually create a chart with this one, but all we can do right now is just to come over here and just type in metrics, then values. So over here on the metrics side, we're going to actually say here, this is orders, and here now is going to be need reorder. So here it's going to be PCT need reorder. So what are we going to do with this one now? Let's see. So what I'm going to do right now for order here, I'm going to put an equal sign, and where I actually have this particular false right in is the order, and the true is where we actually need reorder, which is this particular number here. And for now, we need to calculate the percentage. So for we to do that right now, what we need to do is just to do simple division to actually get our percentage. I believe somebody must have been doing it, before I even think about it. So who can actually try this to see how you can actually get a percentage of need reorder? So it's very simple. We just have to go ahead and say equals here and pick this particular number divided by the total, product that we have. So once you've done that, we have just gotten this done. So Control 1 and go ahead and format this to a percentage. So it gives us 14.3% right here. So we have just answered this particular question. So next again is going to be total stock value here. So we just have to go straight to this particular part, copy this same pivot table and drop it right in here to calculate your stock value. So all we have to do right now, remove everything that we have right in here. So how do we do that? We have to go back to our data set. So to get our stock value, column created, what we have to do right now is going to be the current stock. We're going to actually multiply that by the unit price that we have. Can you see how easy it is? So let's do that. So we're going to actually call this one stock values or stock value. Okay, so we just do equals here and we pick up the current stock and we do multiply by the unit price. And once I hit my enter key, I have this right in here. You can decide to format it if you like. So it's all your choice. So I'm just going to do a formatting. Let's do here with one that has comma separator, or you can use actually currency. Just go ahead and search for your country currency right in here. Go to more and pick that. So for now, I'm not going to do that. Let's quickly go back to the question. And right now we have to refresh. So now let's go down here and stock value, drop it in here. So we just created a KPI. So there is need for you to format this. It's very important. So in my own case, I'm going to go to currency and I'm going to just scroll down to pick my country currency. So here I'm going to go with this particular one here. So no extra decimal number. So we have this. So use any currency symbol of your choice. So yes. So now I'm going to copy this same one here. Now we have to go straight to this particular part and paste it in. So what is the question asked here? The question asked here means a number of categories. Very simple. Let us go ahead and take off this particular one here and bring in category right in here. So to get that done right now, you can actually use this particular equals and do count A. So count A counts this particular part for me, right? But this does not make any damn sense because this is not going to actually grow when we have more categories. So what then do we do? So we have to click over this and go straight up to this particular pivot table analyze, or sorry, design. From design, go to this particular part and actually say show in tabular form and go over here and just turn off the rows and columns for everything. So the grand total is actually gone. So can you see it now? So what we can do right now is to double click over here and make sure we extend this one beyond where it is so that when new values actually popped in, it's going to update the numbers that we have right in here. Can you see it now? We have just 5 because currently it's 5. What if I actually just type in jargon and hit my enter key? Even come over here and do the same thing. Can you see it now? It's actually updating. This is what you need to understand when it comes to, working with Excel. Okay, I'm going to copy the same pivot table again and let us actually solve this particular question we have right in here. Over here it says average reorder level. What are you thinking? average reorder level. So can you try this out by yourself and let's see what you actually arrive at and see how good you are using Excel. So just go ahead and take this particular part off. To get this done now, we just have this particular column here called reorder level. Drag it over here and click on it and just go over to this particular, show fit list, right? Once you've done that, just go ahead and do average, and that is all. So once we do average, it's going to come in this particular, formatting. So just go ahead and do Ctrl+1 to actually use, normal number. And if you want to actually use, decimal number, you can actually do by 1 and click on OK. It depends on what you really want. So can you see that now? Very simple. So we are actually getting into a little bit complex rather, right? So let's copy and paste this one over here, then answer this particular question. Which products are below their reorder level? It's a great question. So we can solve this without looking at my solution. So try to solve this first, then come back and see what I have done to actually have this solved. So to get this particular questions answered, we just have to add a new column to our data set. And over here, let us call this particular column shortage. So here we go. Then the next thing we have to do right now is to say, okay, you know what? I want to actually, subtract reorder level from the current stock. So we go over here. Here is our reorder level. Subtract it from the current stock. And once you do this, you're going to see this particular, values in minus, negative values. So if you just go straight up to use this now, it's not going to work. Let's try it. So now we're going to actually come over here, then try to refresh and get in the new column we've just added. So here we go. This one here is on minus. Then the next thing we have to do is to bring in our products column over here. Now, can you see everything right now is on minus? So what do we do? What if I right click over here and just go over to pivot table option? No, not this one, sorry. Right click again and this. So we choose to use the max value here. Once we click on this, we're going to have something like this. But does this really make any damn sense? So let me show you another alternative to actually get this done. So if you want to get this done now, you go back over here, you actually come over here and only keep values that are some kind of positive. Any negative values should be actually gone, right? So how do we do that? We come straight up to this particular part and double click on it, and we copy this part without the equal sign, copy. And over here, we're going to do if here. So this particular calculation here is greater than 0. So if what it returns is greater than 0, which means it's not on minus, then we want to see the calculation to return any value that is actually greater than 0. Other than that, double quotes, go ahead and close and hit the enter key. Now, can you see right now? They all have disappeared. We all have only the positive values right in here. So what do? Let's get back in here. No changes yet. What do we need to do? Just right click and refresh. And let's come up with a new one. I don't think I think this first one should have worked. This one is showing count. Count. It's showing count. We're gonna do max. Okay, I think everything is working fine now. This is exactly what we wanted to see. Let's remove this one. And over here, we're gonna right click and go to sorting. So we're gonna sort this largest to smallest. So here we go. We have this. I think everything here is correct. So what is not correct right now is that we have some decimal numbers. So just go over to the top here, click on home and take off those decimal numbers. This is what we need to actually have. So this will give us the, products that are below their reorder level. So use max. It's very important to do that. So it might look a little bit complicated, but that is just the way to get it done. If you have any other way to actually have this solved, please share with me. I'll be very glad to learn. So I'm just going to go ahead and copy now. Have this pasted over here. And right away, we just have this new question that says, which category has the most low stock products? So which means we're going to actually use categories, category column right in here. So what do we need to do? We take off this, we take off this, we bring in category into this particular part. And here we go, we have something like this. What do we do now? We have to add a new column. That column should, I think, do we have to add a new column? I'm thinking, no, we have a column. This column here that says is reorder. So we're gonna actually keep this particular column over here, or the filter part. So once we have done that, we just have to actually, get any column of our choice. It could be this one or any other one, or even this one here, any column at all. Even the value one, which is this particular unit price, can be gotten here. But right now it's not showing us count. Just double click on it and go over to this particular view settings and choose the count. And here you go, you have a count. Can you see now? So this is just a normal value. If I go ahead and drag in anything that has to do with maybe text right now, automatically it defaulted to count itself. You get it right now. But for values, you have to actually go ahead and control it. Let us take this off. So here we go. We have total products right in here. And now this is how you can actually answer the question, right? Let's go straight up to the next one. So we're going to copy everything and paste it right in here. So once done, let us look at the question. The question says, which suppliers deliver the most products? Which suppliers deliver the most products? All we have to do is just to get this one off and push in suppliers. I think we have a column like that, which is this particular one, into here. Now, can you see now? This is the numbers. So the next we're going to do right now is to remove this particular one from here because we don't want that. We just give it. Oh, sorry, I have not worked on this here. This one here now, we have not filtered it. We just have to filter at where it is actually true. Sorry for that, pardon me. But make sure this one is checked to actually see it visible being checked over here as well. So now we have these numbers. That was what we should have done before now. So our next question now, I'm going to copy this particular part again and paste it right in here. So the new question we have right in here is saying, are we overstocking any products? Great question. So who can actually support us to get it done without actually looking at my solution yet? It's important. Okay, just go ahead and actually pause the video, try it all by yourself and see what you can actually come up with. And if you can't do it, come back. I'm going to show you. So now take this off. Take this off. Let's go straight up to the data set. So we're going to create a column here, and that column should be called like Overstock. So with Overstock right in here, you just have to use the if function to check. So what will the if function do? The if function is going to check if the current stock is is greater than the reorder level. So that is current stock greater than this one here. So if I hit my enter key, what did I do? So I've not said what I want. So if this is the case, what we want now is going to be we multiplying 3. Multiplying whatever value given to us by 3. You get it right now. So, and if it gives us what we want, the next thing we have to do is to actually close this one and put a comma over here. Then the result we want to see is actually going to be over stock. Or, okay. So close and hit the enter key. Where are we flopping right now? So let's see. So as you can see, if I hit my enter key, it's actually doing this. So what you can do to verify this right now is to click over, just cancel this or click on OK. Click over here. It has actually highlighted the logic for you. So when you want to actually make sure you highlight this one, it does not work. So for that, we just have to remove this. Can you see it now? Now we can now see true and we can see false. Then just go ahead and hit your enter key. This is what we need. We have to get back to here. And now we just go ahead and refresh this. Straight up to this over here. Drag it in here. And now we're going to count people over here. And just do this one to be. So once we have done this now, the next thing we have to do is to actually create this particular matrix over here. So value. So for the matrix, we want to actually do total products. And over here, we want to do Overstock and the PCT for Overstock. So for to get numbers of total products right now, we can reference back to this very one here. Beautiful, right? So once we've done that right now, for the Overstock right here is this particular number. And to calculate the percentage, you know the drill. So just go ahead and pick up this and divide by this one here. So we do Control 1, we convert to percentage. So 60%. Can you see it now? This is what you need. Okay, now we copy this particular one from here. And let's go straight up to this particular part and have it pasted. So now you have this. So this one says here, which warehouse location has the most goods? Okay, what do we do? You just have to take off everything we have right in here. And not this one, not this one too. So we're going to look for warehouse, which is this particular one, drag it into the rows. And the next thing is going to be current stock. So very short answer, right? That is beautiful. So we copy this one again. And over here, we're going to paste this over. Then look at the question. 5 products with highest stock value that need reorder. So who can pause this and try to do this without looking at what I've done? If you can't get it, come back. I'm going to show you every single thing you need to do to have it done. Are you ready? So go ahead and pause it and try it all by yourself. Okay, if you can't, let's do it all by ourselves. So we just have to take off everything we have right in here. Let's do this particular one to be our product. Into the row levels here. Once we've done that, the next thing we need to do is just to actually go ahead and add a new column. So over here, we're going to call this particular column Reorder Products. Hit the enter key. And what is next? Over here, I'm going to put my equal sign and say if the current stock that we have, which is this particular one, if the current stock here is less than the reorder level, then what do we need to do? We need to say reorder. Otherwise, just give me OK. So now, here we go. Can you see it now? I believe you have seen what I've done here. So we can see it better. If I double click on it right now, you can see we are actually asked if this particular current stock here is less than the reorder, then I think it's going to be reorder. Let's correct this particular part. We call this one to be order. This one should be OK. So here we go. We have this. We have a new column we want to use right now. So we come over here now and we refresh this. Going to refresh. So drag in the new column you have just added. Oh, now I think it's going to be above here. So if I've done this right now, I can actually move any one of my choice from here and put it right in here. And this is going to give me a count. So let us just say this one is actually going to be our total products, which is numbers of products. So once we have done this right now, click over here and just go ahead and actually click on Reorder, this one. You can verify it by making sure this one is checked. Click on OK. Those are the numbers right in here. The next thing now is going to be stock value. Drag in the stock value right in here. And once again, you just have to click over here, right click and go to filter, click on top 10 and choose top 5. So if I click on OK, I have something like this, which I'm not sure of, right? So let us look at the question once more. It says 5 products. I think it's going to be products. So 5 products with higher stock values that need reorder. So over here now, we have to be sure on what we have done. Go to this and make sure you are not actually doing this by what? By total product, because that is what is happening right now. So click over here and select it to be some kind of stock value. Then click on OK. It has changed. So for you to know the reason why I did that, let me show you the question again. 5 products with highest stock values that need reorder. So now that was why we filtered by the top 5 on the stock value, right? So it gives us how many products, needs to be, some kind of reorder. This is what we actually have. So we're going to actually visualize this. And when the time comes, I'll show you how to actually make a perfect visual for this. So we are on the last one. I'm just going to copy this one here and paste it around here. Oh no, sorry. If I do this particular pasting now, it's not going to paste as a pivot table. That was because I didn't copy everything from here. So Ctrl-Z now, go ahead and copy this and paste this one over here. Even if you don't need this particular part, you can take it off. Beautiful, right? So what is next? What do we do right now? The question says, what is our stock value by category? Very simple. Even a newbie can do this one. So what we can do right now, we take off this one, we take up this one, we are left with stock value, we go to category, and here you go. We have answered all the questions that we actually have. All the questions have actually been answered. So right now, it is time for me to present this. So how do we go about it? We need to create visuals that is appealing to the eyes, because nobody is actually interested in what is going on right here at the back end. What they're interested in is looking at a chart that actually quickly summarizes this and give them something they can actually work with in the organization or in the company. So how about that? Let us look at how we can create a very clean dashboard with this.